Why can't you trust kleptomaniacs to get puns? Because, you see, they take everything literally. Hi and welcome back. As we saw in the last video, people seem much more trustworthy than the average person thinks they are. This means that if you are average in terms of how much you trust others, and of course it's highly likely that you are unless you have explicitly thought about the issue, then you would be better off in terms of your happiness if you trusted others more. Now, if what I just said makes you feel skeptical and uncomfortable, I don't blame you. As I discussed earlier, we are all hardwired to be distrusting, and unfortunately, the social and environmental cues that we are exposed to on a daily basis, particularly on our news channels, only reinforces our natural distrust of others. As the saying goes, if it bleeds, it leads. Meaning that newspaper stories focus so much more on negative stories of murder, rape, robbery, deceit, and so on, than on positive ones of kindness and generosity and helpfulness. So if the idea that you should experiment with being a little more proactively trusting of others makes you feel a little uneasy, I'm totally with you. But at the same time, I have hopefully convinced you that not examining the issue of whether you're more distrusting of others than you ought to be can be a deadly happiness sin. Because you may be ignoring a relatively easy way of enhancing not just your own happiness levels, but the happiness of others around you. Because remember, when you trust others, you release oxytocin in them, which makes them feel good. So, what I'm going to do first is to give you an opportunity to assess where you stand in terms of your tendency to trust others. That will give you an idea of whether your tendency to distrust is way higher than it should be. That's what we're going to do in this video. Then, in the next video, I'm going to discuss 3 rules for exercising something that I've called smart trust. We're going to use something called the interpersonal trust scale, which was developed by a researcher named Julian Rotter and was first published in 1967. Now, there's a high chance that you will be able to guess how your trust score is going to turn out as you read each item and respond to it. So make sure that you respond to each item as honestly as you can, since as with the other skills in this course, you want to make sure that you get an accurate assessment of yourself, since you are the one who stands to benefit the most by getting an accurate picture of your propensities. Thank you for filling out this scale. Hopefully, you now have a better idea of whether you're too distrusting of others and therefore whether you're committing the 5th deadly happiness sin. If so, you may be really interested in learning about the 5th habit of the highly happy, exercising smart trust. And if it turned out that you're quite trusting of others, good for you. Not only does this mean that you're likely to be happier as a result of your trust in others, it also means that you're doing your bit for the upliftment of society. I'll see you in the next video where I'll talk about smart trust.